All right. Now we are going to discuss about second approach of a prescriptive process model, that is incremental model. So coming to the incremental model, so when we are going to apply this incremental model in the sense when initial requirements are reasonably well defined. So it is used when the requirements of that particular projects are well understood. Then only we are going to prefer this kind of incremental model. Coming to second point, it combines elements of linear and parallel process flow. So what it will do, it will combine the okay two approaches process flows. One is linear approach, one is linear approach, second one is there is a parallel process flow. Parallel process flow in the sense multiple okay simultaneous parallel tasks will be executed at a time, so that is called parallel process flow. So it is a combination of okay linear as well as parallel process flows. Two process flows types are combined in a incremental model. Clear? So each linear sequence produces deliverable increments of the software. So each linear one, whichever we are executing, each linear process flow will give a okay result for a single module. So each and every linear process flow is a independent delivered, and it is also a identified one which is delivers the output itself. So the workflow of this one is also a linear fashion itself. This is little bit iterative in nature, and also so the first increments is often a core product with many supplementary features. Users use it, evaluate with more modifications to better meet the needs. So first of all, we'll see the diagram of incremental model. So this is about a incremental model diagram. If you see this one, okay, if you look this one, first one, what is this one? Increment one, incremental model, increment one. So in this increment one, we have started a complete module one work. So module one work means here, so already five activities, we are having five activities now. So those five activities will be okay represented at this stage: communication, planning, modeling, construction, deployment in increment one. Coming to increment two is started. Increment two is started. Okay, when the increment one is started, the planning phase. Okay, so the team 1 is executing the planning phase and team 2 is starting the communication phase. Remember here, the total work is divided into the number of parts or number of modules. In incremental process model, the total project can be divided into a okay number of submodules, subparts. So each part will be executed by a individual teams. So that here assume that the total project is divided into a three parts. So you are in need of three different teams to work on those individual parts. To work on those individual parts. So first part is started by team 1. First part execution is started by team 1. So the team 1 is started first. They'll gather the inputs from a customer, that is called communication. After that, after taking the requirements from the customer, after analyzing the total, what are the equipments elements needed for that particular module, then they are moving into the second phase, that is planning. Okay, after gathering the all the requirements from the customer, then they are moving to the planning phase. When the team 1 is moved to the planning phase, the team 2 started and take the okay inputs from a customer for developing the second part. Okay, so team 2 are in queue to start the second part of a project, and the second part has again same 5 steps. The 5 steps, 5 activities are executed linearly. Okay, so whenever this team 1 is moved to the planning stage, then team 2 is started the taking the requirements to a that particular what phase execution. Then later again after the first phase of a team 2, they are moving to the planning stage. Whenever the team 2 is okay working on that requirements, then then the team 3 is started and taking the inputs from a customer, and he is giving the inputs to the team 3, and after that they are moving to the planning. So like that the incremental what process model will be executed. In this incremental process model, the total work can be divided into the number of modules or number of sub works. So each work is assigned to a single team. Okay, individual teams. So individual team 1 is working on one part of a project, and team 2 is working on another part of a project, team 3 is working on third part of a project. So like that they will work okay in little bit parallel nature, not exact parallel nature, but little bit those three works are started. See here, so at the modeling, at the planning phase, team 2 is started communication phase. So here, if we'll see this modeling phase, at the team 1 is at the phase of modeling, team 2 is at the phase of planning, and team 3 at the phase of communication. So three teams are started the works here parallelly. Some parallel working mechanism is going on between these three teams with a phase gap, this is the okay incremental model. For example, okay, I'll show you the one of the example for you. See, assume that here we are having one diagram. Okay, assume that this is a diagram for online railway reservation system. Okay, what is the example here? I'm taking one example here. This example is online railway reservation system. If we want to develop a okay project on this online railway reservation system, okay, there are different works are there in this okay reservation system. See the okay, first see the information about, which means first train. What is this? Train. So if you take the trains, means train number you need, train name you need, what is the source, and what is the destination, and arrival time, dispatcher time. This is about a single train information. Okay, so if one train has this much of information, now we are going to save some hundreds, thousands of trains information, isn't it? For each and every train has some train number and also one name, and also source from which place it is started, and where it is ended the destination, and what is the time of arrival, what is the time of departure. Each and everything is okay okay available in this train's information. And also the second, see the second what a small thing. So in this here we are having a passengers, passengers information. So this passenger information in the sense, okay, name, what is a passenger name, age, gender, address, and some contact number of a passenger name. This is about a basic information of a passenger. And after that, what are the transactions, what are the works will made with a this railway reservation system? Okay, what the passenger is going to work with the railway reservation system? He may reserve for a ticket. What is the first method? He may reserve for a ticket. Or second one is cancellation of the ticket. Third one is he will work for, okay, searching for the trains. These kind of works will be performed a passenger. Okay, if you thought this is your total project, so this total project has many modules. So what are the modules? First module is passenger module. So first module is passenger module. Second module is trains module. Second module is trains module. Third module is some tickets information module. Fourth one is some database module. Like that, the total work of a online railway reservation system is divided into the number of modules. Number of modules. What is a module here? What is a module here? It's just a work. Okay, one complete work related to a, so one part. So this one page is related to a passenger information. So one page will give the trains information. So another page will move into the booking of a ticket information. So like that, each and one project has many phases, many activities, many actions. If you want to perform, if you want to reserve a train ticket, okay, you are moving through one by step one, step two, step three, like that. It's not a single step process. It's not a single step process. Okay, if you want to book a movie ticket from online, if you want to book a movie ticket from online, is it a single step to book? No. That booking of a movie in online, you have multiple phases. First, you should select a movie. First, you should select a movie from one app. Suppose Book My Show. Take a Book My Show app. So from that Book My Show app, so you need to select your movie. And that movie, check that movie is available in which theaters. That is second phase. Coming to the third phase, that in the theaters that seats are available or not. Okay, so those are nearby your home or not, and if those are nearby your home, whether the seats are available or not. Okay, if available, so select the seats, which seats you are comfortable. So many seats are available, sometimes only 2 seats or 3 seats are left. So you need to, okay, book for that. After seat selection, you need to go for, you should go for a payment section. Okay, after completion of payment, you will receive some receipt. So for so and so movie, for so and so cinema hall, and so and so time, you are booked a ticket for 2 members or 3 members, like that. Your payment details, everything will be coming and as a acknowledgement or as a like a ticket. That is a process of one online ticket booking for a movie. So there, how many phases we have crossed? Phase 1, selection of movies. Phase 2, selection of theaters. Phase 3, selection of seats. Phase 4, payment. So like that, here 4 phases, which means the total work is divided into a 4 phases, 4 modules. Okay, each module or each phase is, I mean, for each module or subpart work is done by a individual team. Okay, one team is working on only working on movies list information. Team 2 is working on theaters list information. Team 3 is working on what? So whether the seats availability or not. Team 4 is working on the what raise payment details. Okay, and last team is working on after performing all the things, and they'll generate a receipt for us. So this much of work can be done on one project. So like that, here also in railway reservation system also, the total work is divided into a number of phases or number of not phase, it's not a phase, number of modules or number of what subparts. Each phase each module has some kind of activities works related to that particular phase. Okay, so here suppose ticket, if you will see the module of ticket, so this ticket module has what is the ticket fare, okay, what is the ticket number, traveling class, which class the passenger wants to travel, and date of journey and time of journey, everything. Each and every ticket has this information. And also, if you will go for a payment, so which bank, from which bank the customer is paying to us. After paying, if you want to take a printout of this ticket, is it possible to take printout or not? So this is about a print ticket function. So this is a complete a one part of a railway reservation, online railway reservation system. Ticket is one part of work, or otherwise one module work. And passenger is information is a one module, one part work. And trains information is a one part work. So after this, the maintaining of customer details is everything. Okay, okay, will be stored in a database in computer memory. That is a one part of work. So these are all the things done in one online reservation system. So suppose this, we will apply this one to incremental model means, see here. So trains information is prepared by one team one. Passengers, okay, related information is prepared by team two. And also ticket information is prepared by team three. Administration work is prepared by team four. Database information work is prepared by team five. Like that, first five teams, okay, like that, five teams are allotted to completion of this work, isn't it? Like that. Okay, like that. See here, if we go back for our incremental model, so our incremental model is also same one. If we will take one railway reservation, online railway reservation project means, that project has first trains information. This is about trains information. And what team 2 is take care about a passengers information. Team 3 is take care about which information, which work, ticketing work. So like that, each and every module or subparts of a program can be dealt by a individual team members of a organization. Clear? So, but there is a small gap between each and every step. First of all, one customer is explaining about, I need so and so about the ticket information. So after starting of planning phase of ticket information, the what person who is a customer, he moving into the second one, second phase. Some passenger, second team is ready to get ready a passenger details information. So that is okay. After giving the details about that passengers module, again this customer is moving into the third module. Third module is about ticket what ticket information, the ticket information. So he asked for this team 3, so I want to ticket row, ticket number, and also ticket fare, and also ticket generation time. After the time of that particular thing, after at the end of the reservation, we will give a challan, or a ticket, print a ticket after completion of the payment process also. Like that, he is first telling about a okay, ticket module to this team. Who is that customer is telling? So that is a communication. In communication, customer is okay telling his requirements to a team, organization team, working people. I want so and so into this module. I want so and so into this module. Please include this one. I don't want to so particular things in that one. Okay. Same in that. Suppose in previous ticket information, I don't need a ticket number. Just directly give. Otherwise, I don't put that one classes. So directly you give. So like that, if something he want to add more into that particular module, he can tell. If he doesn't want anything into that module, he may remove from that. I mean, he asked to remove from that. So like that, for each and every stage, at the starting of each and every module, who will give the requirements to a team members? Okay, customers or stakeholders. Okay, this is about a increment model. So this increment model is suited for, it is suited for where there is a short of skilled resources. There is a short of skilled resources. If some less team members are there, or otherwise there is a, I mean, first we will start your work, then we will start later, next we will start later, like that. Okay, so less number of, we are working with less number of resources also in incremental model. Coming to second point, where new technology is being used. If if you want to develop this project by using a new technology or current trends technology, then better you will choose the incremental model. So when we use this incremental model, if you have less number of resources with you, then better to take a incremental model. And what is the second one? If you want to use new technology, if you want to implement your project with your new technology, then better you will use this one. And after that, last one is when business deadlines are aggressive. So there is no deadline. If you have much time to implement your project, then you will better go for a incremental model. So this is about incremental model. And coming to the next one, this is RAD model. RAD model in the sense rapid application development. Rapid application development model, process model. It is also a one of the incremental software development process. So we have seen two methods in linear sequential process model, isn't it? One is waterfall model and another one is V model. Like that, in incremental model also we have two methods. First one as well. First one is same incremental model itself. Second one is RAD model, rapid application development. So the rapid application development model is also a, see the third point, one of the incremental software development process. But why we are using this rapid application, which means fast application development. Rapid in the sense the application, the project, whichever we are developing, that will be executed in fast, fast manner, fast manner. So that is called rapid model. So in that, this total model is, for developing of this total model is taken 60 to 90 days of time. If you want to develop your project by using a RAD model, okay, should take maximum of 90 days time. Within a 90 days, you should finish off your project and hand over to a customer itself. So that is a rapid application development. So Mostly, this rapid application development model is used for component-based software development. So, in yesterday's class, we have discussed the component-based software developments, which means which projects have number of parts of working environments. That kind of projects are called a component based. Now we'll see one diagram for online railway reservation system. Okay, that is end of at the end of maybe a client side. Why? Because always we are in need of one server to save the train's information. Okay, we should have some trains total overall trains information into one server. Whenever we want to access that what server for some trains information, just we'll access that one and we'll take that information. We'll see that information and we'll come back from there. Okay, so such kind of one project has one client and one client has individual modules, and also server has some individual modules. Assume that client is also a one software project, server is also a one software project, and there is a relation connectors in between client project and server project. Okay, these are the main modules. Assume these are the main modules of one project. If you will take one big project, that big project into a two modules. The two modules are also called as, we don't call it as a two modules, two components. First component is a client component, second component is a server component. Client components again have a number of module, whichever we have seen earlier itself, and also server is also having some modules. Clear? Some subparts into that. So such kind of designs we are developing. So for that cases, better we will choose a RAD model. And these are the high speed adaptation of linear sequential model. So here also we are implementing little linear sequential model itself. What it is? Uh, all of you, are you able to see the RAD model screen? Now here there is a diagram for RAD model. No, it's not visible to you. Diagram of RAD model. Oh, wait. Shit. When I think till now you are not seen RAD model. Wait a moment. Now, okay. Okay, you are able to see the RAD model now. Some diagram, RAD model diagram is there. I have shared now itself. Yes. Okay. Sorry. Whenever I was put to that example, after that I thought immediately I came back to these PPTs. I thought that it is visible to you. That's why I'm moving forward. Okay. Okay, no problem. So this is the points whatever we have discussed till now about a RAD model. What is the first one? RAD model is Rapid Application Development Model. RAD model is Rapid Application Development Model. By using this model, we are going to develop the project within 60 to 90 days of time. We are going to hand over this project, okay, after 90 days or before 90 days itself. So which means it is a fast developing of software product. If you want to okay, if you want to develop a project in fast manner, then you will choose for this RAD model. After that, so this is RAD model is also a incremental software development process. This model is also one of the incremental software development process. The incremental software development has already, it is a one linear and one parallel. It's a combination of linear process flow as well as a parallel process flow of activities execution. Clear? So RAD model is also having two features, same two features. And also, if you see the fourth point, okay, it is suitable for component based software applications. In fourth point, you have it is a component based software development applications. Clear? So coming to the, which means component based means if we were what we have discussed now, if your project has some other components, related components into that, then we are going to use this one. Later, this is mainly used for high speed kind of applications, and also it is used primarily for information system application. Whatever the system, whatever the applications we are developed to store the information, okay, for such kind of applications we are going to use this RAD model. So what are the real time application, I mean information system applications? Students information, library information. So every college has the students information, okay, and also so every college has some library information, or otherwise in real time we are having some online libraries itself. Okay, so each and every library maintains some information about a books. Each and every book, how many number of books are available in that library. Okay, how many copies are available of that particular book, and how many users are there, how many books are issued, how many books are returned. So like that, each and every information is saved into that particular app. Okay, such kind of designing of such kind of apps, then we are going to use this RAD model. Okay, so this is also used, and it is also deliver the independent works. Independent different teams are worked into a different part, different modules of a project. Same like incremental model itself. If you'll see this diagram of a RAD model, this is the diagram. In this diagram you have, see, little the names are changed here. The first one is business modeling, data modeling, the second phase is data modeling, third phase is process modeling, fourth phase is application generation, and the last one is testing and modeling. This is about the phases of a RAD model. So while looking these phases, it will look like same the incremental model whichever we have seen before itself. Okay, so which means these are executed in sequential, linear sequential model, isn't it? If you see the next diagram, in this diagram, see same business modeling, data modeling, process modeling, application generation, testing and turnover. This total work is for a single team, which means team 1 is executed a module 1 or subtask of a total project 1. And coming to team 2, team 2 is working on the same. Team 2 is working on same, right? So business modeling, data modeling, process, same works are, I mean activities are same for each and every team. These all the teams are started the works parallelly. All the teams are started work is parallelly. and also each team activities are okay executed in a linear manner, linear sequential manner. Clear? Got the point? This is about RAD application model. So what is business modeling? What is data modeling? What is process modeling? And now we are going to see the activities. Okay, activities of each and every okay module. So first one is business modeling. This business modeling is having the information about a business. I mean information flow about some customer related information. Customer related information. For example, if you are developing a library management system, management system of project. So that library management system has, so what are the okay new titles to the database, how many number of books titles are available in that database, and how many books are issued to a each member, and also a generate report of all overdue books, how many books are with customers, and whether those customers are returned or not, everything okay which is the information about okay with a customer, or with a student. This is about business modeling. And data modeling, it is completely related to a information okay particularly which kind of data we are stored into a computer memory. So which kind of information we are saved into a computer memory? So books information, authors information, and members who are coming to access our books. So members information, so whether CSC second year students, third year students, final year students, students information, roll numbers, names, some addresses, phone numbers, everything we are maintaining, we are saving the students details into a computer memory. So that part is called data modeling part. In data modeling part, just we are going to save the information about books as well as a customers, okay, as well as some books related information itself. But business modeling has, so how many books are issued, okay, so one customer taken, I mean how many books are issued to a each student, and is there any overdues? So one student is taken this book one month back, he didn't return till now, what should happen? So how to take a fine from him, how to ask him to return a book, like that such kind of information is okay provided by a business modeling. That is completely related to a okay outside world interface, one interface between users and what a library, I mean online library system. It is a interface between user and online library management system. But data modeling is purely, that is a information about a what storing information of that particular online library management system, data of that library management system. Coming to process model in the sense, so while working with okay a student and books and some authors everything, so how to additions deletions are we are performing on the data. If one student is written a book, so we are going to access that issued books a table, and we are put a tick on there. So he is issued this book so and so date, so and so time, like that we are going to remove that information, book information from this his account. Like this some process is occur between a student and a okay and some with the library people. In general cases also, whenever you are going to issue your book, okay, there is a some list, your library card is there now. From your library card they will remove that book information from your library card, or they just mentioned a returned section, they'll put some signature and some data on that returned column, isn't it? So such kind of additions, removing of book information into your card or from your card, that is called a process modeling. Okay. And application generation means whenever you want to open a account into a library, then you need to fill up some details information, Okay, you need to give some application to a library. Such kind of applications are developed by using application generation method. And testing. So testing means whether testing of some overall project, overall components, user interfaces, business functions, whatever the things are available into that library management system, so all are should be tested by testing phase. Clear? These are about the 5 activities which is having in your RAD model, rapid application development model. RAD model. And if the same diagram is, if we want to apt the same diagram into a railway reservation system, also same. What this business modeling is telling? So how many customers are traveling from this train? How many members are reserved into this train? Okay, how many members are traveling into this train? So such kind of information is okay. I mean, how many members are cancelled this train? Like the total information is saved into a business modeling. And coming to data modeling. Data modeling in the sense it will stay saved about a overall trains information and okay overall on how which driver is going to handle I mean how many shifts trains information, drivers information and stations information. Okay, everything is maintained into a data modeling. Coming to the process modeling in the sense additions and subtractions of trains information. If some trains are cancelled because of some reasons, okay, okay, updation of that informations. And if I mean so customers also cancels for reservations, such kind of information. Adding or removing any total data of a trains information from a server, so that is called process modeling. Application generation means whenever we are going to fill a book a ticket, it will ask some basics information of a customer. So that is called a basic information is provided by a customer now. So that is called application generation. And testing and turnover in the sense there is overall whether each and every train is okay moving according to the schedule or according to the plan or not. Is there any changes are there? Okay, we are testing the overall information. So passengers whoever booked the train, whether they are all are okay traveling from the train or not. So every information is maintained tested by a last phase, last activity. Okay, this is about RAD model. And there are advantages of RAD model is there. Coming to the advantages of RAD model, the first advantage of RAD model is high reusability, and second one is more productivity in less time. So RAD in the sense rapid application development now. So within a less period of time, we are going to develop a project. Okay, we are going to develop a one project, but it is only suitable for small projects itself. Why? Because if one project has small project, then only will finish off within a 90 days or 60 days. But if that is a big project, is it possible to finish off within this time? No. Only this model is suited for small projects. That is one of the drawback. So if you are developing one project in less time, so that won't adapt any new technologies, that won't entertain any new technologies to implement in that. So there is no chance to trial and error new technologies into RAD model. Why? Because with a time limit, there is a time limit in RAD model. That's why that is one of the drawback of RAD model. Coming to third drawback, there is a large manpower. If you want to finish your project within a less time, then you should use a more number of people, more number of people. Okay, for it is whether it is a small project or big project, if you want to give a okay within a sufficient time, so you should use the more manpower. Okay, so like that, some small advantages and disadvantages are there in this RAD model. This is this is about incremental model itself. Clear? Now I'm going to stop your class.